Hello and welcome to House and Home Chat, Real Estate Real Talk with Dena and Chris. I'm Dena Mathis.
Hi, and I'm Chris Breitenbach. I am so excited today, or we are so excited today, to be coming to you from a new store in Montgomery, Ohio, Nova Candle Company, where we're going to be chatting with Jaclyn Lonsway about SCENTS and her business, etc. And then after, Dena and I in Real Talk will be talking about scents in your home and how they pertain to selling.
Yeah, we are excited here. So we are with Jaclyn, and we're going to start with the Nova Candle Company and talk a little bit about the backstory that we have with Jaclyn.
Yes.
Kind
Yes.
of fun. Chris and I met Jaclyn at Coldwell Banker many years ago.
I hired Jaclyn.
And
Yes.
Another person may take credit too, but
That's
I
right,
you
that's
know.
right.
Yeah, so there really is a backstory, and we are just thrilled to be here in this beautiful store here in Montgomery, and we welcome you to our program. We'll just have you kind of start off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. So I started working with Coldwell Banker about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was there for 5 years, and I helped kind of train agents and work with them at the
You were
company.
Yeah.
E-marketing coordinator.
E-marketing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so this is a little different.
A little different.
Okay.
Yes. But it's been super fun. We've been open in our location for
Mhm.
about 2 months now, but we've been doing this since 2019. So my husband also helps me too. But yeah, we just kind of decided to take a leap, and we've been in the storefront location for about 2 months now.
So I knew you started a couple of years ago. So
Mhm.
tell us like how you began,
Yeah.
and what led you to this.
Yeah, so we were both working just full-time kind of corporate jobs. We'd come home at night, we'd, eat dinner, maybe watch a Netflix show, walk the dog, something like
Oh,
that.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
And we just felt like we could be utilizing our time a little bit better, and maybe turn it into something we could do long-term,
Yeah.
like so.
So was it candles something that you were passionate about, that you loved, that you had an interest in? Is that where
Just a little
that
bit of an
started?
interest,
Okay.
something we always had around the house, something
Okay.
we always liked, but I think it was just something we knew that we could really kind of turn into something unique and a little
Okay.
bit different than what was already out there. So
So you meant it to be, did you mean it to be a side thing at the
yeah,
time?
definitely
Okay.
just a side thing. We started off doing a lot of like weekend markets. So a lot of like
Okay.
the city flea events, the
Mhm.
off market, all of that kind of stuff. Anything we could really get ourselves into is kind of what we started with. And then after a couple years, we started to gain some traction. We did more events, and I was kind of at this point, where I was ready to make a move in my career.
Mhm.
And we just decided to kind of go for it. So
Wow.
yeah.
I give you guys so much credit. I think it is just a great way to start,
Mhm.
right? You start small, you've now taken the next step. That's so exciting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. A lot of learning, a lot of adjusting.
And you
But
have a beautiful storefront
Thank
here
you.
in Montgomery. Tell our listeners where you're located.
yeah, so we're right in the Montgomery Square Shopping Center. So we're right kind of in between the Aglameses, the UPS, the Wild Birds. People are really familiar with those stores.
Yeah.
But just, yeah, it's been a great location, and we've met so many people so far.
Great.
So
So you can walk in, you can buy, lots of amazing
Mhm.
smelling.
I wish you guys could
Wonderful.
smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smell the store.
The
You have
aroma
to.
in here is special.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really nice. So there's all sorts of things on the shelf here that you can buy.
Mhm.
But then behind us, you've got something else going on. So tell
Yep.
us a little bit about what that's all about.
Yeah, so out on the retail floor, you can find all of our different candles. We have about like 30 scents you can choose from. But if you ever want to be a little more creative, you can come in and you can bring a group of girlfriends or just your family, whatever it might be, and we'll walk you through pouring your own candles. So you
Ooh,
start by
that's a
kind
big
of,
difference.
yeah, you choose whatever jar you want, and then you can blend your own custom scents together just to make it really like a one-of-a-kind candle.
Isn't that so fun?
That is
Yeah.
really
I'm excited because as Jaclyn knows, I'm signed up to do one of these
Yep.
workshops
Mhm.
with my office at the end of the month. And
Mhm.
I'm just so excited to get to do it myself. I feel like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm going to do crafts.
Yeah.
Crafts
Candles.
with
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's big girl crafts, right?
Right. And you
Right.
can bring wine, drinks, so it puts a little edge on it too.
Great
Yeah.
for those GNOs, girl
Yes.
night out.
Yeah.
Just like any kind of an intimate party that you might
Well,
have,
and
right?
even thinking, right, bringing people back together as an office.
Mhm.
And, I think of the business perspectives too.
For sure. Obviously, you're doing it as an office then, right?
We're doing it as an office.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like those things that people can come and they actually are doing something.
Mhm.
Date night,
Yes,
right?
date
Oh,
nights
yeah.
are fun. Yeah.
Date night, you can come pour
Is
candles.
there a minimum as far as the number of people?
So if you want to kind of have the own space to yourself,
Yeah.
we have a 6-person minimum,
Mhm.
Okay.
but you can bring as many as you want. Like last
Okay,
week, we
that
had
was
a
my
group-
other question.
Yeah, we had a group of about 18 people in here.
That's
So we
good
just kind of work
size.
in shifts and people can mingle and drink and hang out while the others pour. If it's just like you and your husband or your significant other, we have a time set aside on Friday night at 5:15, so
Mhm.
5:15 to 6. And then we
Okay.
have 3 different time slots on Saturdays. And all you do is you just go online, you just reserve your spot so we know you're going to be here,
Mhm.
and then you'll show up.
Mhm.
So yeah, 2 people or 3 people, whatever, you can just come on Fridays or Saturdays.
That's
If you
pretty
want to
cool.
do something with a special group, you can come, just let me know and we'll figure out a time.
So what's involved in pouring a candle?
So it's not too hard. I know some people get overwhelmed, but
Well,
I
it
know,
looks-
I'm a little
These
anxious.
yeah,
glass bottles behind you. It
Yeah.
looks kind of like a chemistry lab.
Oh, it does.
yes. So we start by having you pick out what jar you want to use.
Okay,
So
okay.
we have kind of our shelf up here with
Okay.
all of our different options.
And if you're listening on podcast, you don't see them, but you can always go to our YouTube and check it out. And
Yep.
You've got some really fun, very
Containers.
different type of containers.
Yeah, and that was kind of our goal when we
Mhm.
started this candle business is you see a lot of glass containers, a lot of just, your typical candles you've seen.
Mhm.
So we wanted something a little different, something that looks really pretty in your house. It's very aesthetically pleasing. So that was kind of our goal. So we're always trying to add a few new ones. We just added a little cute skull candle
Yeah,
that you can
that's
pour
cute.
into for the
Halloween.
holidays.
Perfect for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So
trying to imagine Halloween scents.
yeah, a lot of pumpkin and apple have been
Mhm.
really popular lately.
For sure.
But basically, once you pick your jar, then we'll help you pick your scents. So we have kind of these tins laid out behind us.
Okay.
They all have different scents in them, so you can smell them. You can pick them up and smell them together. See what smells good.
So
We
you can
usually,
mix
Yeah.
scents together.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So we usually say no more than 3. Once
Okay.
you hit that 4,
Yeah.
things get a little murky. You might have just kind of a weird smelling
Yeah.
candle.
But
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. So 2 is a sweet spot. 2
Okay.
is really good. And we can always give you recommendations about what to pick if you want to.
Well, I'm looking and I
like
see
lavender, vanilla,
and,
right?
Yes.
and I see whiskey.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So when we first started, we had a whiskey and vanilla
Okay.
candle,
Huh?
and it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite, but there's some people that walked up and they just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I guess that would be cool for like cigar party type.
Yeah,
of,
exactly.
or something
Yep,
like that. I don't know,
exactly.
I think that's fun. Something for everyone.
Well, or even thinking, right, if I'm giving a gift, because I love to give a candle as a gift. And,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I've got a lot of guys I buy for who
Absolutely.
are moving into a new home, right? As real
Yeah.
estate agents,
Yeah.
what a great welcome home gift.
Yeah.
I could see
I was
the
thinking
whiskey vanilla.
I was thinking the same thing. A guy gift, a candle, but you can pick the vessel, the
Yep.
jar, so you can make it masculine or feminine,
Yep.
and then obviously your scents become
Mhm.
masculine or feminine.
Yep.
So
It's really interesting though.
creative.
People have such different scent preferences.
Mhm.
We have some people come in. I'm like, this is my favorite candle. This is our bestseller, and they're like, that smells disgusting. I'm like, "Oh." So everybody is so different. So it's hard to buy for people sometimes, but we always give our recommendations about what is typically selling the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Love it. And you know what? You just make your own.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Put your own little twist on it.
Now, you talked about initially starting off
Mhm.
and doing events.
Yeah.
Do you still do that? Do you
We
still?
do.
Okay. So
Yep. So we slowed down just a little bit when we opened the store,
Mhm.
just so we could kind of figure out everything that was going on here. But we put ourselves back into a couple in November, just so
Okay.
we can really let people know that we're here, continue to reach
That's
people in
great.
different parts of the city.
where will you be in November?
So the first or the second weekend, we're going to be at the Duke Energy Convention Center. It's
Oh,
that
yeah,
big
that's
3-day
the big-
holiday show.
Good for you.
So
Fantastic.
we did it last year too, and it was fun, and we met a lot of people. The following weekend, we have the off market, which is right up here at Summit Park. So that's always super fun. We love
Okay.
Summit Park, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then the last weekend before Thanksgiving, we're going to be at the West Side Market. So
Okay,
kind of
great.
branching out into the west side a little bit.
Yeah.
But if people don't want to drive all the way to Montgomery, they can find us over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm picturing is like going to one of those shows and how
Mhm.
many candles you must need to have to take.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. We did our very first event at Streetside Brewery,
Yeah.
and I think we took like 10 cases of candles. Like it was just comical. Like we had no idea what we were doing. We're like,
Okay.
we're gonna sell all these candles, and I mean, so we're slowly figuring out how many to
Yeah.
take.
Per event works at different
Right,
events.
right. And the nice thing is having this space here, we could always, if we run out, we can always run back and grab some more or something
Right.
like
Yeah,
that. But
and I suppose, well, if you run out, people know where you are.
true.
So they
Mhm.
can always come into your storefront.
Yep.
And buy whatever candle,
Definitely.
you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or come back. We'll get into talking about scents in a minute, but
Mhm.
come back and purchase that matching scent, right?
Right.
Now that I know I like a scent,
Mhm.
it's time to expand.
Just get it in every candle.
Yeah, so
every
it's
jar.
nice. You
Yeah.
introduce them at one place
Yeah.
and then they know that they can stock up from there.
Definitely.
So talking about gifts, as I walked in, I noticed that you've got like a really pretty
Mhm.
gift box. How is that prepared? Are they customized? Can you pick your own, or
Mhm.
is there, pre-prepared
Yep.
types of things that go in them?
Yeah, so we have a larger gift box size and a smaller gift box
Okay.
size. So you can just come in, we'll put some nice little like packing paper in there for you.
Mhm.
And you can just kind of put anything you want in there really, as long as it fits and we can get the box closed.
Yeah.
And then they're great, teacher gifts or closing
Yes.
gifts for realtors. So
Yeah.
they can be used for a lot of different things, but hopefully they'll be great, just kind of grab and go options during the
Mhm.
holidays.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed a couple of t-shirts
Mm-hmm.
and some clothing. Is there anything in particular that's a style in particular that we'll find here, or
Not really. I just things I know I would wear.
Yeah.
I put in here. So I have one of each in my closet.
Yeah.
Just something,
Awesome.
when people are shopping, if they want something a little different than just a candle, or if they are looking to make kind of a gift bundle or a gift
That's-
box,
yeah, that's
Yeah,
there's
that's
different
great.
options.
They're
Yeah.
cute little vintagey looking
Mhm.
t-shirts and things. So I love the option
Yeah.
to include that or incorporate that into a gift
Yep.
too.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
something for everybody.
There
here.
is.
There
Yeah.
is, and very personalized. I love that, right?
Mhm.
It's like especially again, I go back to gift giving, right? It's a gift maybe for me,
Right.
gift to the heart,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
something you really thought about.
I agree. So let's, staying on topic, but switch a little bit to house and home.
hmm
And really talking about candles in the home. When somebody's coming in, maybe they're looking for something, not a gift, but maybe they're looking for a scent for their home.
hmm
Where do you suggest people start, or how do they start? I mean, there's so many pretty things to look at.
Right.
All of them are labeled with the scent that's in
Mhm.
them.
Yes.
But it can be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
From, oh, I like this, oh, I like this.
Mhm.
How do you kind of help people zone in on what they, what's best for them?
Yeah, so I usually start asking them if they have a certain kind of scent that they like or they like to burn.
Mhm.
Some people will say they like all the, the cookies and the apples and everything. We have plenty of that during the holiday season.
Yeah, sure.
Other people will say like woodsy or earthy. So I try to just kind of show
Okay.
people different things just based on their preferences. Some people, they don't really care. And I'm really impressed when people just come and pick a candle off the shelf and buy it without even smelling it. There are some people that do that, but
It's
yeah,
interesting.
I know obviously all the scents that are out here, so I try to
Yeah.
just direct people that way. And then also just depending on what room they're putting it into. So
Okay,
the size
that's
of
a
the
good
candle will
point.
make a difference. Maybe a small bathroom, the smaller candles will work better, like an
Mhm.
office or a bedroom. But if you're looking for like a big grand living room or a family room, definitely some of our bigger ones, those will fill the entire room for you. So start with kind of their scent preferences and then what are they using it for? That'll be important too.
Mhm.
And what do when people come in, what do they say they're using it for? Like, where do people use candles?
Yeah,
So what
I
for
would,
what?
I would say living room area. That
Yeah.
seems to be where most people hang out.
Mhm.
Bathrooms are pretty common too, but we do have, if people don't like candles or they want something a little more low maintenance, we have diffusers,
Okay.
and they're
Oh, you
just
do
like,
have diffusers
yep,
also.
they're
Okay,
just like
I didn't
little reed
realize.
diffusers, and that's what we use at our house. We keep them in our bathroom before guests come over. We just flip our
Yeah.
reed sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very low maintenance, so you don't forget to put out that candle at the end of the night too.
Okay, which leads me to my next question
Mhm.
because again, my mind is thinking. So if I have a scent of a candle that's in my entranceway and I'm looking for something for my bathroom, I might want a reed diffuser.
Mhm.
And can I do the same scent?
So right now we only have them in 2 scents.
Got it.
Yep. Our
Yep.
jars, we ordered them with like custom labeling on them. So we have a white sage and lavender and a blackcurrant absinthe.
Good.
Okay.
And those are a good mix. The white sage is very light, and then the blackcurrant's a little sweeter.
Okay.
But we do get a lot of requests around the holiday for like a blue spruce diffuser, or,
Nice.
you know, so that's definitely top of mind on adding some more options.
Oh, yeah, and then you could stick it by your
Yeah.
like Christmas
Exactly. Yeah.
tree. And it'll
It's so
smell
real. Yeah,
like
it's totally real.
Something to look forward to. So what about selling your home? If
Mhm.
someone's selling their home, a lot of times, people ask Chris and I, what type of scent should I create in my home? Do you have a suggested scent for that?
I would think so. This one I have right here, actually, this is our stone jar. This was kind of my favorite all summer long. It's sel de mer, so it kind of translates it into sea salt, but it's very light. It kind of reminds me of like
Sel de mer. That's
yeah,
very
the
fancy.
ocean. It sounds very bougie. Yes.
Very bougie.
So I really like that
And the
one.
smell.
Yeah,
know,
it's
it's
light and
fresh.
fresh, and it kind of
Fresh.
reminds me of like a spa experience.
It
So
does remind me of a spa.
Yeah.
I would
Definitely.
approve that, Kim.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like that
I
one.
would-
Some things are very perfumey.
That's-
yeah.
You walk into some people's homes and it's just very too floral or too
Mhm.
perfumey.
Mhm.
But this is great, I think, an appealing scent to everybody,
Yeah.
to all, to all
Neutral,
people, and
very neutral,
neutral.
very
Mhm.
and
neutral.
just smells fresh. And that's what you want to create in a home that experience
Yeah.
for someone that's a buyer, right? You want it
Right.
to smell fresh.
Clean
pretty.
and yeah,
Right,
mhm.
right.
Like nobody's ever lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I like that. And
Mhm.
I do get that impression, just very, very clean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it.
Exactly.
Woo. Everybody knows I get excited in my brain just
Yeah,
as we
that's
have these
So
conversations.
this candle, so if we are staging a home,
Mhm.
how many of those candles are we gonna need throughout the home?
Not too many. Like that stone jar will fill a living room. I
This
guess
will,
depending
and
on how
that's-
big the house
okay.
is.
Mhm.
But that will fill a room. If maybe you want to drop a smaller one in like a bedroom, so it makes it all the way down the hall or all the way upstairs, just depending on how big the house is square footage wise.
Okay.
But maybe two,
Maybe two.
maybe three if the house is really,
Okay.
really big. Maybe one down in the basement or something.
And if we burned a candle and let it burn for
Mhm.
a while, like how long after will it continue to have that aroma?
So it kind of depends on how you put it out. If you just blow it out, you might get a little bit of that smoke left over. Some of our glass jars, or all of our glass jars, have lids on them, which
Mhm.
I prefer because then you keep the smoke all kind of contained
Mhm.
into the
Mhm.
candle.
Okay.
But with these, you'll still smell the candle, but you might get a little bit of that
Mhm.
smoke after you blow it
Mhm.
out. The only thing we always recommend though is like when you burn it, if you're holding an open house, make sure you leave it lit long enough so it burns all the way to the edges.
Okay.
If you blow them out too quickly,
Won't
you're
get
gonna
all
lose
the
some of that. Yeah.
fragrance.
And it
Okay.
won't burn all the way out to the
Sure.
edge. It's just gonna keep burning down instead of out
Got it.
every time you light it.
I did not know that.
Oh, so that also, so not only will it make a difference with the fragrance, but what you're saying is that the candle, like the way that the candle will burn
Mhm.
differently.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you'll just lose out on a little bit of the candle
Of the-
too.
Of the wax.
Yep.
or whatever.
And then that's how you prevent getting the holes.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Candles, I
Yeah.
guess, and it's not just the special.
Not
wax.
just, no, not just these. So these are soy wax. They are a
Okay.
touch more temperamental than maybe one you'd go buy at like a big retail store or
Okay.
But
something.
soy burns cleaner.
It
does
is a
think?
cleaner burn. Yeah. So soy is derived from soybeans, which is a
Mhm.
natural, like renewable
Mhm.
resource. Less chemicals
Yes.
go into the product. We use lead-free wicks. We use really clean scent blend in all of our candles
Nice.
too. So yeah, it's a touch more temperamental, but it's much better for you if you're going to be burning it in your house.
Much better, and I guess that's really one of the things that makes these candles very special.
Mhm.
Right, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. All right, on a personal note, because
Mhm.
I haven't asked Zinger questions in a while. Do you have a favorite scent?
I seldom wear.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
My
I
runner
might
up,
have to go home with it.
my runner up is cactus flower, which I know Chris,
Which
you like.
is,
Yeah.
as I was sharing with
I
Jaclyn
like
earlier,
cactus flower, but well, and maybe, I mean, burning, I guess, do they
A little bit.
smell a little different?
Yeah,
or-
so there is a thing such as like hot throw and cold throw.
Okay.
These you'll be able to
I've never heard
So
Okay,
your
sorry.
cold throw is just sitting like how it is right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And all of our candles, you really can still smell them when they're just sitting there.
I
We
feel
use-
like I can smell it just sitting
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And a lot of people will put them like in their house and they'll wait to burn it, which
Mhm.
is I guess fine. But for us, we want you to burn through your candles, of course.
Yeah.
But when you light it, it might smell a touch different, but nothing like, I don't think you're going to pick it up and smell it here and then hate it when you go home.
Mhm.
It'll just smell a little bit different. Yeah.
Got it. I understand.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's great. And I can't wait to give them a try. And I can't wait to start burning my candles the correct way.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Because,
thinking we might not burn them long enough.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So make sure you're home for a few hours before you light it, especially the bigger ones. They'll take a little bit longer to burn all the way
All the
out.
way to the edges.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great tip.
Thanks.
Of course.
Is there anything that we haven't asked that you want to share with us?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot.
So come to Jaclyn for all of your
Yes.
candle needs. She's got great stuff for gift giving, great
Mhm.
stuff for your home, great stuff if you're selling your home.
Right.
But I'm amazed by all of the beautiful vessels and containers that you've got here, as well as the ability to, create your own.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
where would people find you? Where can they get more information?
Yeah, so we're on social media. So
Mhm.
Instagram and Facebook, we're at Nova Candle Company. So you can find us there. We have our website, which is novacandleco.com. You can order online. You can have it shipped to you, or you can
talk
even,
about that. You can order
Yeah.
online too.
yeah, you can even
Okay.
pick it up in the store, so you don't have to pay for shipping if you live around here. But yeah, we're more than happy to send it your way if that's easier too.
Fantastic.
Excellent. So for those of you who watch us on YouTube, if you're used to us, you'll know that at the end, I will have all of that on print. I'm a visual person, so we will have that for you visually.
Yeah.
Jaclyn, thank you for
Of
joining
course.
us
Thank
today.
you, ladies, for having me.
Yeah.
And our small business shout out goes to Jaclyn Lonsway of Nova Candle Company here in Montgomery, Ohio. Thanks. One final shout out to Jaclyn Lonsway and Nova Candle Company here in Montgomery, Ohio.
We love Nova Candle Company,
Yes,
so
we do.
come and see Jaclyn. So we're switching gears to the real talk portion of our program, but staying on topic of candles and scents. And we are going to be discussing the 5 scents that make sense when you're selling your home. You like that?
Got it.
You
I
like
got
that?
it.
Yeah.
Cheesy. Seriously though, a scent can either make a buyer want to spend more time or less time in a space. So if you have a bad odor, let's talk about getting rid of those first.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. Before you bring a scent into the space, you want to really take notice of any bad odors or bad scents in your home and eliminate those at the source. And some of those can be smoke, pets, of course. We don't like to think that our pets smell, but sometimes they do. Mildew and moldy types of smells, and even food smells. So Chris, what are some ways that people can eliminate those types of odors in their home?
My best friend when it comes to odor elimination is baking soda. And what we want to do is focus on things that actually absorb the smell and not just mask them or cover them up.
Exactly.
So baking soda, I remember I had a client where we did baking soda in their carpet to pull out, I can't remember if it was a smoke smell or a pet smell, but we did baking soda in the carpet and then a really good vacuum to pull it back up. But it really did help considerably for actually pulling out those scents.
Yeah, and I think baking soda is probably the top choice.
And it's safe and can be used anywhere.
It's safe, it can be used anywhere. And then there's a reason why our mothers always kept that baking soda in the refrigerator, right?
Yes.
It absorbs all those odors, including those food odors, right?
And I use it down my drains.
Yeah, good point. So baking soda is a great choice. Also, I think, or maybe in addition to, is a bowl of vinegar.
Oh yeah.
So vinegar
Another
is a great option. It's a great absorber, and you don't want to. You might use vinegar to clean, which is nice too, in a little spray bottle. But this is a bowl. So you want to create, or you want to put your vinegar into a bowl, and the acidic acid in the vinegar really neutralizes alkaline odors and helps to eliminate especially cooking odors. It's really good for.
I've heard that before. And I had someone tell me to put cotton balls in the
Cotton
bowl of
balls.
vinegar, so
Oh.
it doesn't splash around.
That I don't know.
Yeah, cotton balls is a good thing to put in that.
They just soak it up.
They just soak it up,
and
so
then
it's less
still
squishy and
yeah.
not going to make a
All right.
mess.
Well, you can do that too.
You know, probably a little bit lesser known is the use of charcoal.
Okay.
So charcoal too absorbs odors.
I've heard that, but I've never used the charcoal. So have you
Yeah,
used
I
that?
have. I had a client who was a smoker, and so
Okay.
The house we really
That
needed to
can
get
be a
rid
tough
of.
one to get rid of.
It was a tough
Mhm.
one, and so we did use charcoal
Okay.
and vinegar.
Okay. And baking
cleaned
soda.
everything. Just cleaned everything. But you put the charcoal in a little net bag,
Okay.
you know, and
That's what I kind of
I'm
wondered.
not sure
Do
the
you
purpose of the net
Place
bag,
it
but
throughout the home.
you do. You
Maybe
do.
just to
So
contain it.
for this client, we actually did it in the closets.
Oh, okay.
And then the client had moved out, so we had some in some strategic places
Mhm.
when we didn't have showings going on.
Mhm.
But just throughout the closets to absorb that odor. Somebody told me that they put them in the cold air return ducts.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
You know.
just as a maintenance.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And you know, a lot of the times we do recommend having those air ducts cleaned. So putting that charcoal there, I think,
Yeah.
would be a great way to help to neutralize that smell.
Neutralize the whole house, right,
Mhm.
and not send it through to other places.
Exactly.
You know, and then once those odors are gone, that's when we can think about creating that homey and pleasing scent for your buyers to fall in love with. So eliminate smells,
Mhm.
add scents, and smells that sell.
Who's being cheesy
I can be
now?
cheesy too.
All right, high five. Who's being cheesy now? So, you know, Chris, you're usually the fun fact girl too.
Yes.
You know, not just the cheesy girl, but the fun fact girl too. But today I've got a fun fact to share, and it was a study that was published in the Journal of Retailing. And that study found that shoppers spend an average of 31.8%
Interesting.
more money in a home decor store when it was scented with a simple, and in this case, it was an orange scent. So it was scented with a simple orange scent rather than a blend of scents. So, you know, what this is telling us is that you should stay simple. Whatever that
Mhm.
scent is that you are bringing into your home to create, you know, that feeling, you want to stay consistent with it throughout the home by keeping one simple scent.
Yes, and I absolutely agree with that. I was holding an open house this Sunday, and the seller of the home did a lot of things well. Like it was spick and span, super clean.
It's always nice.
Yeah, and then he had lit cinnamon scented candles.
Ooh.
And not just one, but he lit one in the living space. One was at the end of the hallway. One was in the lower level. I think one was in the bedroom. So you actually had that consistency and that good feeling throughout your entire home tour.
Well, I'm impressed that he knew to stick with one scent, because a lot of people do try to do that, don't they? They'll put, you
I'm
know,
in a bathroom. I want to.
well, one scent here and
Yeah.
another in the kitchen and another in the, you know, bedroom and another one in the basement.
Right. And then they are
Yes.
just a hodgepodge.
Exactly. So stay simple, stay with one scent. And, you know, according to that same study,
Mhm.
there are the top 5 scents that you should use when you're selling a home. And that
Right.
first one that they have listed that they found was appealing is citrus.
Got it.
So yeah, lemons, limes, oranges make sense, right?
Mhm,
They
mhm.
just have this clean, fresh smell, and they leave a positive impression on people.
And, you
So
know, I'm
citrus.
thinking from a staging perspective,
Mhm.
right? I love just for the color pop to put a bowl of lemons and
Yep.
limes, or, you know, some container with lemons and limes.
Yep.
And how great to follow it up with the citrus scent.
Exactly. So you got that bowl, and then
Yeah.
you got the scent that goes along with it,
Oh,
right?
love it.
Creating that overall, you know, impression, first impression.
A little bit different here is herbs. So like
Mhm.
your rosemaries and lavender and thyme in a home when you're selling creates a warm and welcoming feeling.
It does. Who doesn't love to smell those herbs? And makes you, you know, it gives you that kind of that cooking sort of, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
homey feel. Yeah, love that. Vanilla is also another one. Vanilla is one of the top 3, and something about vanilla just makes a home and a
Homey.
person feel homey and cozy and warmth and, especially this time of year, I
Mhm.
think. Yeah.
You
But
know,
any time of year, right?
you might be trying though for a different mood,
Yeah.
for lack of a better
Right,
word.
right.
And so green tea was in the top 5. It's used to create a harmony, but it's that crisp.
Okay.
You're right. Green tea is very crisp.
Yep.
Along the same lines, jasmine is listed with green tea,
Yeah.
which has more of a calming effect.
Yeah.
But again, it's that crisp.
Jasmine does have a very calming effect.
Yes.
So I like those. And then, fifth but not least, there is, pine and cedar or cinnamon
Mhm.
type of fragrances.
Just like that salad.
Yeah, exactly. They both of those or all of those help to promote a feeling of well-being that's really
Mhm.
therapeutic.
Mhm.
So it really is a mindful thing. It is that impression when somebody walks in the door and smells that and creates this overall feeling. It helps to reduce irritability. It increases circulation. I mean, all of these, aromatherapies have very therapeutic properties. So, you can use those seasonally, I think.
Yeah,
If you wanted.
absolutely.
Right?
And I'm
seasonally or situationally.
giggling because I'm picturing going into somebody's home now and I'm going to smell a scent and say, I wonder if they're irritable.
I wonder if
Do
they're
they need to be
irritable.
calm?
They need- or if you're irritable, if you leave feeling calmer, right? But there's a lot of truth to that.
There
you
is.
know,
There
the
is.
aromatherapy thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes the scent can be determined by the feel of the home itself. And
Mhm.
so I think looking at those top 5, you're going to come up with the right choice.
Yeah.
Dena and I are here to guide you as to what might work best. Remember that a little goes a long way. Jaclyn said that, we've said that a little
Yeah.
bit today.
Yeah.
Never overpower a space with
Yeah.
a scent.
Exactly. And Jaclyn's got some great candles
Mhm.
here that work well, I think, with any situation. And like she said, one candle in a main living space and maybe one placed strategically throughout is probably about all that you're
Yeah,
going to need.
Just
don't-
about perfect.
Don't want to overpower the space. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. That's all for our program. Thanks for listening to House and Home Chat, Real Estate Real Talk with Dena and Chris, and we hope you join us next time.
Bye.